Good morning. We have breaking news out of the Miami Dolphins facility this morning, as head coach Mike McDaniel has been relieved of his duties as the team's head coach. In 3 seasons with the team, he led them to a 28-23 record with 2 playoff appearances. This is a little bit of a shocking decision. GM Chris Grier put out a statement this morning stating it was a completely football decision and they are ready for a fresh start for this franchise to hopefully get 2025 off to a better start. We'll be back at 10 o'clock with more updates. Welcome back this morning. We have a quick turnaround here for the Miami Dolphins organization as GM Chris Grier comes out and announces Josh Thomas as the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Many are left confused this morning by the decision as Josh Thomas does not have any pro or semi-pro coaching experience. He's only coached 6th grade football. So a lot of questions to be answered by the Miami Dolphins organization in the coming weeks, and we'll see what Josh Thomas does with this team. Stay with us at 11 for more. Alright, so today's mission: we are rebuilding the Miami Dolphins here in Madden 25. So we are here. We are technically starting before the 2024 season, just the way that Madden works with rebuilds after the year ends. You can't really do it easily. So we have the 2025 draft class in the game, so we can go into the roster here. We will have Quinn Ewers. We'll have Kenneth Grant. So we have all those guys. Drafted Quinn Ewers obviously in the 7th round. Kenneth Grant was big D tackle out of Michigan. Drafted him with the 13th pick. So he'll be on here as well. So we have a lot to look forward to here in the future of this Miami Dolphins team. Now the big question obviously is on offense. It's at the quarterback position. So Quinn Ewers only a 67 overall, but doesn't look that bad in the game. 92 throw power is going to be the strongest other than Zach Wilson on the team obviously. And we did also pick up Zach Wilson in the offseason, signed him to a free agent contract. And then Tyler Huntley obviously is the backup. But what do we do with Tua? He has the big contract, so he's going to be interesting to move if we do decide to move him. Not saying we will. The stats for him every season, they're not bad, but I can't say confidently that they're good and will be good enough to get us to a Super Bowl, which is really the main goal here, is to get to a Super Bowl, obviously, and win a Super Bowl. The goal would be under 5 seasons. I believe my Raiders rebuild, we did it in year 3. So if we could beat year 3, that'd be fantastic. But if we trade Tua, that does mean that we're going to be in more of a long-term rebuild. So it'll probably take more like 4 or 5, maybe 6 seasons, depending on if we stick with Quinn Ewers, if we go to Zach Wilson. What we decide to do there will kind of determine how our future is on the team. But for now, we're going to stick with Tua, at least this year. We might trade him at the trade deadline because obviously we don't want to get into next year's territory and have to deal with the cap hit of that contract. So I might mess around and kind of just see what his trade value is right now. I'm sure there's teams out there that would want him. We do have some aging vets here that we could look to move. Obviously, the big questions in real life for the Dolphins, it's really not at quarterback. It's going to be more at receiver and corner with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey. What happens with these two? Do they get traded? Do they sign extensions? Do they stay with the Dolphins and then leave in free agency? There's a whole lot of things that are going to need to change here because this team is stagnant. Mike McDaniel has them stagnant in real life. They're just kind of there. They're in the playoffs every season. 2 out of his 3 years they've made the playoffs, but they haven't been able to do anything and really get over that hump. So that's kind of what we're going to focus on here in this video, is making decisions that will change the course of this team and what they need to do to really get over the hump here. Okay, so right off the bat here, we're going to be making a pretty big trade. We're going to be sending Tyreek Hill and a 2026 third rounder to the Texans for a 2nd rounder this year, a 3rd rounder this year, and then a 6th rounder in 2 years, and also Will Anderson Jr. For the Texans, this is not a good trade, but for us, it's obviously a good trade. We're getting a young player on a rookie contract for a couple more years who's almost a 90 overall at 23 years old. I think that this move only helps the team. Our defensive front gets way stronger. We have a very, very violent threat and rushing the quarterback now. So I think this is a good move for us. I think it's a necessary one to get Tyreek Hill off the team. So we're going to complete this trade, and then we'll take a look at some others for Jalen Ramsey. Okay, well, I looked at trade offers, and I kind of changed this one up a tiny bit because I felt the value was a little bit off. I added a second rounder to our side to give to the Chiefs with Jalen Ramsey. We are getting in return a third rounder this year, a seventh rounder in 2 years, also a fifth rounder in 27, a second round pick this year, and a first round pick this year. And then we'll be getting Xavier Worthy. Obviously, trading away Tyreek Hill to the Texans, that leaves open a spot at receiver. We do have Jalen Waddle, and I think a Waddle-Worthy combination at receiver for Tua to throw to, or whoever is quarterback to throw to, would be very, very intriguing. Now, obviously, I know that in real life, I don't think the Chiefs would trade away a 22-year-old Xavier Worthy for a 30-year-old Jalen Ramsey, but it's not real life. We're in Madden, and yes, Madden can sometimes not be the most realistic, but that's okay. This is Madden, and we're doing a rebuild our way. This is the move we're going to make to get rid of Jalen Ramsey and that god-awful contract, and we pick up Xavier Worthy, who's going to be our superstar of the future at receiver opposite of Jalen Waddle. So a lot of speed on offense now, and this is the move we're going to make. Okay, as you can see, this is the offense heading into year one. I think I'm done with the trades for now. The offensive line is going to need a lot of work, but that will be where we really use those first round picks that we have. We now have 2, and we also, I believe, have 2 second round picks because of all the trades. So really, we could get 2 or 3 solid offensive linemen in this next draft that will really shore up our offensive line for years to come. On the defensive side of things, corner is looking a little bit less enticing, obviously, with Jalen Ramsey gone, but that front 7 looks really nice. Will Anderson slotting in there beside Zach Seiler looks really good. Bradley Chubb, obviously, linebacker. Jalen Phillips out there. Got Jordan Poyer at safety. I think this can be a really, really strong team that can compete. Okay, so the first big cut of the preseason to get down to our 53-man roster, we're going to be cutting Tyler Huntley. Zach Wilson I want to keep. They just signed him in real life to the contract, so I want to keep him. Quinn Ewers obviously will be the backup. And then we did not end up trading Tua. So he will be the starter more than likely for the remainder of this franchise while we try to get to a Super Bowl. We're going to build a team around him. You saw the moves we've already made, and we're going to try and empower him and get him a Super Bowl ring in Miami. Okay, and I was looking at our depth chart while making our preseason final roster cuts. We do need another right end, so I'm picking up Jerry Tillery on a 1-year deal, just the standard free agent contract, just to fill a roster spot there behind Will Anderson Jr. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fire all of our scouts and hire new ones here. We're going to be focusing on the offensive line, on corner, and then I think we'll probably focus on safety as well. So we're going to go in here, and our top tier scout I want focusing on the offensive line. So we'll find someone in here. We'll go Antonio Soto, offensive tackle, and then interior offensive line at the 3-star. We're going to go and hire him. And then as far as 2 stars, we can go down here. We'll set them at corner. Will probably be the primary position. I think there's probably a corner. Yeah, there is a corner safety. Haywood Schnupp is our second scout. We'll go D-tackle, interior offensive line, Ashley Medina for one of them. We'll look at tight end and wide receiver with Kent Sherman for another. And then we'll go Ian Sims. We'll do outside linebacker and safety. All right, so these will be our scouts. Antonio Soto is a 3-tier. He'll be offensive tackle and interior offensive line. Haywood Schnupp is a 2-tier, cornerback and safety. Ashley Medina is 1-star, D-tackle, interior offensive line. Tight ends and wide receivers for Kent Sherman. And then Ian Sims will be outside linebacker, and safety is a 1-star as well. So that'll be very, very important. We obviously want to build up the offensive line. We have a couple of first-round picks, so really focusing on offensive linemen will be key in this draft. Okay, to start the season, Jonnu Smith has turf toe. He'll be out for week 1. Jalen Phillips will be out for week 1 and I believe week 2 with a broken finger. So a couple of annoying injuries, obviously, at the start of the season, but not the worst things ever. It's not, torn ACLs or anything like that, so nothing too big to worry about there. Just wanted to make a note of that before we get into it. All right, we're going to go ahead and sim to mid-season here. We have our depth chart set, so we're going to do that and see how we do in the first half of this season here. I'm not expecting too much, but hey, if we win 3 or 4 games, that'd be fantastic. We're looking to be a playoff team here in season 1, so hopefully we're not too disappointed with the first half results here, as we're getting to the end of this sim right now. But we'll see how we do and see where we come out. Okay, well, 1-5, as you can see. Not at all what I was expecting. The defensive side of the ball is probably going to be the biggest problem. We can take a look. Well, we're holding opponents to only 88 rushing yards at 6th. Passing yards is 16th. So, I mean, defense isn't bad. It's offense. We are not running the ball. We're scoring 13.8 points per game. I had set it on Chiefs playbook. I'm going to go ahead and change that and just see if it has any effect on it whatsoever. Buffalo 4-3, New England 4-3. So I mean, realistically, we do have a shot at getting back into the playoff picture here in the AFC. A lot of 3 and 4 lost teams here at the top. Chiefs are 6-0, which is, I mean, you kind of expect that. We're gonna look at some scouting things here, do our national focus scouting, and then get back to simming. Okay, so we went ahead and set offensive tackle as our national focus. It's not on the strengths or weaknesses list, but honestly, there's one tackle in top 5. More than likely, we're going to have a top 10, top 15 pick this season. So we'll see what that'll do for us, and we'll go ahead and get back out here. All right, we're going to go ahead and sim to week 13 here, week by week, to get to our scouting focus players. I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so 3-8 here in week 13. Have lost 2 in a row, and we lost 40-7 to the Raiders. Wow, okay. We have our scouting focus players here, and we are probably going to have at least a top 10 pick in this draft. So we're really going to focus on tackle here and see what we can do. And right off the bat, out of Colorado, Don Aldridge looks good. So we're going to go ahead and select him. Also going to look at Steven Steinbach. And then we're going to look at Travis Kramer from Notre Dame. So those are the 3 guys we're going to take a look at, all tackles, obviously, and we'll see what we get from them. Okay, so we have negative $34 million in cap space here, so we're going to have to make some moves to figure that out. But we have a lot of guys that either need to come back or we might bring them back, might not, obviously, depending on the cap situation. A lot of guys that are lower overalls, so we're really not too worried about them. Kader Kohu would probably be one I'd want back. Tyrell Dodson, probably not. Anthony Schwartz, no. Jordan Poyer, with the amount of money he wants for going to be 35 years old, no. Isaiah Wynn, maybe, but at 29 years old, he's only going to get worse, and we can draft an offensive lineman. Jackson Carman at left tackle, no, he's a backup anyway. Jerry Tillery, no. Well, there actually might not be anyone we want back here. So Kohu, we definitely want back. We're not going to have the money right now to sign him. So what we can go ahead and do is make some moves in the offseason. We'll have a little bit more money, hopefully when the new league year rolls over, and then we'll be able to re-sign him in the offseason. But yeah, everyone else I'm fine letting walk, so we're not even going to offer contracts. Obviously, we can't right now. So we don't even need to worry about that. All right, we're going to go ahead and sim to the playoffs here and see where we end up. Probably going to have at least a top 10 pick in this draft. Being at 3-8 right now, I can't imagine the next couple of weeks are going to be doing too much better. But we'll take a look here and see what we can do. Okay, so we actually did not win another game. Wow, went 3-14. I need to take a look at the stats here because this is just terrible. Okay, wow, maybe we should have traded Tua here. 19 touchdowns to 20 interceptions, completed 60% of his passes, under an 80 QB rating, only 3,700 yards. That's abysmal for someone we view as our franchise quarterback. I mean, it's not going to change what we're going to do. We're going to put an offensive line around him, obviously, but that sucks. That really sucks. Rushing-wise, had no running game because we really didn't have an offensive line, which is kind of what I expected, but I expected our passing numbers to be a little inflated because of that, and really they weren't. Obviously throwing the ball a lot because of the 20 interceptions, but I think that I was expecting the passing yards to be a little bit higher. Tua was second and had 8 touchdowns, so it's what it is. Receiving-wise, though, Jalen Waddle had 1,000 yards, only 4 touchdowns, but not bad. Xavier Worthy had 80 catches and almost 1,000 yards with 3 touchdowns. Jonnu Smith had 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. Not bad for receiving. That's kind of what we expect is 1,000 from both Waddle and Worthy every year. The touchdowns will go up as obviously our offensive line progresses and we can kind of build a better offensive line, give Tua more time to survey and find his receivers down the field and in the end zone. So I'm not too worried about that. Pretty good stats already for what happened this season. Defensively, Jordan Brooks and Tyrell Dodson both had over 100 tackles, 116 and 112. TFL-wise, Will Anderson had 15 with 7.5 sacks. And then Jalen Phillips had 6 sacks. Zach Sealer had 3.5. Chop Robinson with 2. Interceptions, we had 10 as a team, so not terrible. 3 for both Poyer and Kader Kohu, so definitely Kader Kohu will be coming back. Had 66 tackles. I'd love to bring Jordan Poyer back, but at 35 years old next season, I just don't think he'll be one that we bring back. We have an offseason ahead of us where we need to figure out our cap situation. We need to figure out what we're going to do to solidify the offensive line for Tua, and we need to add some weapons on defense at the cornerback position and safety. So I'll see you guys in the offseason, and we're going to get started here. Okay, well, we do have a development here. As you can see, Jordan Poyer did end up retiring. So we had questions of whether we'd bring him back or not for another season at 35, 36 years old. Those questions have been answered for us, unfortunately. Did have a fantastic year, had 3 interceptions, about 55 tackles. So I was going to try and bring him back in the offseason, but he did go ahead and retire. Okay, so we do have to make some roster moves here to get into the positive in cap space. Probably the biggest named one, at least, will be Jason Sanders. We'll save about $3.5 million cutting him. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we cut 3 more mid-60 overall players, brought our cap space to almost $7 million. So we're going to see if we could bring Kader Kohu back. He's really the only one from our pending free agents that I would like to bring back, and then we'll see what we can do in free agency to make some more space. Probably going to have to restructure some contracts, so we'll see what we need to do here. So we're going to be restructuring Bradley Chubb's contract. In real life, I absolutely understand why they gave him this contract. In Madden, it is just a handicap to our team. So it's going to free up $12.2 million this year and shove $6.08 million onto the final 2 years of his deal. So it'll give us some cap space freedom this season, and actually it's not too bad next year and the year after. So we're going to make that move. We'll probably look to restructure some other guys as well, but this will be the big one for this offseason. Okay, also going to be restructuring Austin Jackson at right tackle. He's playing down to a 72 overall at 27, going to be 28 years old. He's only going to get worse. We're probably going to draft his replacement in this draft. So it'll free up $3.6 million and add it to the final year of his contract, so it'll just push the year down the road, which is totally fine, just to free up a little bit more space for us this offseason. All right, we're going to restructure Jordan Brooks as well. It'll give us just over $1 million this offseason in free cap space, and then shove it to the final year of his contract. This will be one of the final moves we make, but we'll make a couple more and then get into the offseason. Okay, so with all the moves we made, we're at $18 million in cap space now, so we're going to be bringing back Kader Kohu. I don't think we're going to bring back anyone else. Offensive line I'm not worried about. All these guys are pretty much depth pieces everywhere else. So we're going to have a really good draft. We have a ton of draft picks, and I think that we're going to be able to really improve the team in the draft, so I'm not too worried about it. We're going to go ahead and offer a 3-year deal here to Kader Kohu and see if he will accept that, and he does. Probably could have gotten him for a little bit cheaper, but honestly, I'm fine giving him the money and not having to worry about it for 3 years. So we're going to do that, and then we'll hit into free agency here and see what we can do. Okay, we're going to offer Nathaniel Watson a contract. It'll be a 4-year one, only 26 to 71 overall, just really a depth piece in our lineup. Okay, even though I did just cut him, we're going to try and bring back Jason Sanders, one of the best available free agent kickers, and he's going to be really cheap. So pretty much the move was cut the massive deal and then re-sign him. Okay, we were able to get Nathaniel Watson, so he'll fill out a roster spot at right outside linebacker or middle linebacker for us. We were not able to re-sign Jason Sanders. I don't know if he retired or went somewhere else or what. I didn't get the look. So after the draft, we'll just have to go into free agency and sign one of the guys that'll automatically take a contract from us. So not too worried about that. Draft pick-wise, we have the first pick from us. At 3-14, we had a terrible record. Then from Kansas City in the Xavier Worthy trade, we have the 29th pick. Have 2 second rounders, 2 thirds, a 2 fifths, a 6th, and then 2 sevenths this season. So we might end up looking to package some of those later round picks to move up again into the first round. I would love to move up from 29 into like the 15 to 20 range to try and get another offensive lineman. Obviously, we can still find someone good at 29, but really guaranteeing we can get one of those top picks, other than obviously our first overall pick, is going to be huge. Now, another move, if we don't think an offensive tackle is going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft, which I haven't looked at any of the players that we have scouted. We do have, I believe, our offensive lineman fully scouted. So we might have the first overall pick. We might just stick there. If not, we're going to trade down. We have tons of ways to trade down here and get way more picks. We can probably get another first and second round pick out of this first overall pick here this season. So we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to get in and look at some of the college players, and then I'll give you guys a look in just a second. Okay, so as we can see, we do have the tackles talent scouted, at least 95% on most of them. So Don Aldridge from Colorado is around 2 to 3 talent, as well as Luke Singer from Michigan. Those guys will not be on our radar in the first rounds, as well as Travis Kramer. So Steven Steinbach is going to probably be our pick. A awareness, A impact blocking, C pass block, but B run block. Looks really good. Elite in pretty much everything. Great and good and everything. He looks good. He will probably be someone we look to take later in the first round. So positionally, we might end up having to go maybe guard or center here. Okay, so first thing I always do is I go in and pause the draft timer. We don't need to worry about that while we're drafting. We're going to take our time, make sure we get this pick right. So as you can see, obviously, like I said earlier, first pick, 29th pick. We're going to look to trade away the pick here so we can go and take a look at our offers here and see what we can get for it. So yeah, like the Browns are wanting to give us 3 first-round picks. The Vikings, though, will give us 3 first-rounders and 3 second-rounders. So we're going to back out here and go into the actual trade menu. That way we can kind of look around and edit the trades if we want. I will get back with you guys in a second once I found a trade that actually works for me. Okay, well, we've made a trade. So we are sending the first overall pick and our third rounder that we got in the Xavier Worthy trade to the Saints for 29-year-old Eric McCoy, who's an 89, 90 overall. He's playing down to an 89 right now. We get a first rounder this year, which I believe is 19 if I remember, a second rounder this year, and then a 7th rounder this year. So we now have 3 second round picks. We still have 2 first round picks, and we got our center of the future. Eric McCoy, 29 years old. He has 3 years left on his contract, which was the big compelling piece for me, is we don't have to sign him to a big extension. Yes, we're still going to have to pay him. The cap hit's going to be there, obviously, but it'll be less than having to sign him to a bigger extension. So I think this trade is good for us. It gets us out of the first overall pick slot when we didn't really have a player we really wanted and trusted with the first overall pick. We move back to 19 and 29, and we have 3 second-round picks. This is an all-around good trade for us, and let's get back into the draft. All right, we're going to go ahead and just sim to pick 19 here. I'm not going to trade back up, and we're just going to take what falls to us here. I think we can definitely get a good offensive lineman. We also have pick number 29, so we will go in here and kind of see what we have. Now, I'm not afraid, even though they are round 2 to 3 talents, I'm still not afraid to take one of these guys. I've been looking at Alec Dwyer as well, and he looks really, really good. So I think he's going to be the pick here at number 19. So we're going to go ahead and draft him at left tackle, our left tackle of the future. Number 56 in true value, that's fine. Does have hidden development. That is the key at 22 years old. That is the key with any offensive lineman draft pick. They can be in the top 100 in true value. That just means that's their starting overall, where they are in the draft class. That doesn't matter. What matters in Madden, in franchise mode, especially in Sim, is the development trait. If they have hidden right off the bat, that means, for anyone that doesn't know, it means they at least have star dev right away. Every other position, like skill position, receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback, it's easy to upgrade a dev trait because they get receiving yards, they get passing yards, they get touchdowns. Offensive linemen, it is near impossible to upgrade their dev trait if they start at normal dev. It takes so much XP to get them upgraded in their dev trait. So having the star dev at least to start is huge for their development in the game. And at 6'6", 307, he's going to dominate at left tackle. So I'm really excited about this pick. And it looks like the Saints did go ahead and take a quarterback. They took Eddie Gibson. We'll have to see how he turns out at the end when we can view all the players and their attributes. But we'll go back in here. Again, looking for offensive line. If we don't find someone, that is totally fine. So we're going to take a look here, see what we can find, and I'll get back with you guys in a second. Okay, so right off the bat, you see that round 3 to 4 projection here at the 29th pick, and you go, why are you even looking at taking this guy? Now, my point is, yes, we have 3 second-round picks, but if there is any chance that he does not fall to any of those picks, I don't want that to happen. So, A awareness, A impact, and A pass block, that is insane. Good, elite, decent, good, solid on everything, fantastic. Also, A to C stamina and A pass block finesse. Everything else is solid as well. The run blocking power is an F, not worried about it, doesn't matter. The physicals look fantastic on Tyrone Ross at right guard. We're going to take him at only 21 years old, and we're going to see if this pick pays off for us. We'll go ahead and skip the little intro here. 46 in true value. So what that means is he is a higher starting overall than our left tackle at number 19. And hidden dev again, that is huge. So 2 very strong offensive linemen drafted here in this first round, along with getting Eric McQuay at center. We could look to take a guard, left guard or a right tackle here later in the draft. Maybe even take another left tackle, move him to right tackle. I was looking at right tackle with this pick. There were not any players left in the draft class at right tackle that were in the top 5 rounds as far as projection. So staying away from that. We do have them scouted, obviously, a decent percentage, at least 50% for all of the tackles in the draft class. So that's good to see. Tells us a little bit more about them. But Tyrone Ross is our right guard of the future, really investing in that offensive line. We should have the first overall pick, I believe, in the second round. We do. So we're going to get to that and see who we get next. Okay, another left tackle. One of the tackles, probably Eric Sprinkle, the guy we're going to take with the 33rd pick, will be moving to right tackle and starting there. A awareness, B impact blocking, C pass blocking. The physicals look really good. Elite strength is awesome to see. And then the skill-wise, the attributes look very strong. So for a second-round pick, I'm not too worried about him. I'm assuming he's going to have normal dev. We'll draft him here and see what we get. 75th in true value. Okay, does have hidden dev. 92 strength is huge at tackle. 6'4", 328. This guy is a monster. Okay, so right off the bat, actually the number 1 player left on the board, Deontay Ewing, 22-year-old out of South Carolina, 6'1", 212, free safety. B hit power, C man coverage, B tackle, C zone coverage. The physicals look really solid, and then the core attributes look really good as well. He's going to be our pick here. The coverage is decent for a safety, so I'm not going to be too mad about it. We're going to go ahead and take him here. I'm assuming normal dev, 69th in true value, so not bad. Took him at 51. Does have normal dev, which is totally fine. 85 speed, 91 excel, not bad for free safety. So he'll be in there at free safety. So pretty quick turnaround here for this pick as well as the last one. John Stoutmeyer, the highest rated strong safety left on the board, a 2 to 3 round projection. So taking him right kind of where he should be. A hit power really jumped off the board immediately to me. In the key ratings we can see he is a top fit for us. 22 from Penn State. Shorter, he is 5'11", but that's totally fine. The physicals don't look bad. And then the core attributes look really great. B awareness, A block shed, A pursuit, A hit power. B to D tackle, B to D play rec, A to C catching. He looks like a solid, strong safety to take over for Jordan Poyer, so we're going to go ahead and draft him here and see what he looks like. 42 in true value, drafted him at 61, so that is a good, solid pick. Does have hidden dev, that is huge. So, safeties can definitely develop quicker than offensive line, like I was explaining earlier, but having hidden dev, again, for any position is huge right off the bat to kind of kickstart their development. So I'm happy, really, really, really happy with this pick. Okay, we're going to be taking Floyd Charlton out of Connecticut, 21 years old, 6'2", 186, so a bigger man-to-man style corner. B catching, C man, C press, C zone. Physicals look okay. The speed is, not terrible, but not good. And the attributes look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take him. He'll be a decent third-round pick. Probably not a starter, but he'll be okay for us. He's getting a cutscene. 124 in true value, got him at 78, so not bad. Does have hidden dev though. 90 speed, that is pretty good. So he'll be someone that probably goes in there, be one of our top 3-4 corners. So I'm not mad about this pick in the 3rd round. Okay, so we're going to be taking a tight end here in the 4th round with this pick. Chris McInnes, 22-year-old out of Clemson, 6'4", 267. I was really just looking best player available here, and A, catching traffic, and A, run block, as well as ADC catching jump off the sheet to me here. So the physicals are insane. Elite strength, great speed, good jumping, great agility. He looks like a monster. The A stiff arm, A short route combination with A to C trucking, A run blocking. This guy looks like a monster. So we're going to draft him here. And wow, okay. So number 16 in true value here in the draft class. So that means he'll start with the 16th highest overall out of the entire draft class. And yet hidden dev, 85 speed at tight end. This guy is a monster. He will probably slot in and be our starting tight end right away, depending on that overall. So very, very happy with this pick. Okay, with our 5th round pick here, we're going to be taking Jason Lewis out of, I believe it was, yes, TCU. B pursuit, B tackle, A to C zone coverage. The physicals look okay. Great speed, is fantastic at linebacker. A to C zone coverage is probably the biggest thing that drew me to him other than the B man coverage. And B pursuit, B tackle. So we're going to take him here. Number 308 in true value, so the overall is going to be lower. Does have hidden dev, though. So a lot of hidden dev players in this draft class for us. He's 6 feet, 232, so good linebacker, good depth for us, and it is a pretty good pick for the 5th round. Okay, out of Oklahoma State, 23 years old, so a little bit older. Just kind of trying to round out the draft class as solid as possible. JJ Kidd, a left end, has B finesse moves. The physicals look pretty good. The attributes are, they're not good, but they're not bad. So he'll be one of those depth pieces that'll probably stay on the roster. 214 in true value. Does have normal dev, but hey, he'll be one of those guys that slots in, fills a roster spot, and we'll have him on the team. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sim out the rest of this draft. Don't really need to worry about the 7th round picks. And we will take a look and see once we get out of here how the draft class turned out. All right, we're going to head in here to our draft recap this season for the 2025 draft. And my goodness. So our offensive lineman we drafted all above a 70 overall. That is fantastic. So 73, 73 for the first two, 72. And then Deontay Ewing, a 72. John Stoutmeyer, a 73. And then Chris McInnes, a 76 overall tight end in the 4th round. Oh my goodness. The CPU ended up taking Johnny Bradfield out of Kentucky, a left outside linebacker, 63 overall. 68 overall, Jarvis Whitfield out of Duke, at 23 years old. And then 23-year-old free safety DeAndre Gore, a 62 overall. These last couple of guys will probably fight for roster spots. I don't know, Jarvis Whitfield might have a better shot being a 68 overall. But yeah, this draft class was very, very solid. The overall is a little lower, but the potential for all these players is really what's going to drive them to be really, really good for us. So I'm very content and happy with this draft class. We're going to get into the preseason and get the season going. Okay, so a preseason move here. We wanted to free up the starting tight end spot for our rookie. So Johnny Smith is going to be going to the Jets in exchange for John Simpson, the former Raider. Left guard was the final spot on the offensive line that I really wanted to work on. So getting John Simpson, has 2 years left on his deal at only 29 years old at 82 overall, really shores up the final spot on the offensive line for us. We are also sending a ton of picks, but they're late round picks. A 2026 7th rounder, and then a 2027 3rd, 6th, 7th, and then a 4th round pick in 2028. So overall, really not a lot of draft capital that probably would have got us a lot of good players. So sending that and Johnny Smith to get John Simpson, shore up the offensive line completely, and we are good with our offensive line going into year 2. Okay, to kick for us, we're going to sign Will Lutz to a contract here. 1 year, $2 million, so nothing crazy. And then we will have to sign another tight end as well. We will bring in... Let's go ahead and bring in a vet. I want to bring in Mo Alley Cox, I think. Good possession tight end. 32 years old, definitely a vet player and a cheap deal. So we'll bring him in to kind of shore up the tight end room for us. Okay, we're going to be bringing in Kevontae Turpin at receiver. We have the theme of speed receivers here with Waddle. Obviously, Xavier Worthy is the big one. Kevontae Turpin has 96 speed. We're going to bring him in. He'll probably return kicks and punts for us as well. Be that 3rd receiver in our lineup. and kind of shore up the receiver room for us. Okay, we are trading James Daniels to the Tennessee Titans for, I believe, Jaquan McMillan is how you say it, and then a 5th-round pick. I think it's a good move for us. Gets him off the team, shores up frees up the spot for our rookie to start at right guard, and gives us another solid piece at corner. Okay, we're going to be signing a pair of defensive tackles. So first off, we're going to sign Maurice Hurst to the 1-year, $2.59 million deal. And then we're going to be signing Andrew Billings as well to a $2.61 million deal. Just depth at defensive tackle fills out the roster there at that position and gives us guys to rely on. Okay, so taking a look here going into year 2. We are in week 1, ready to take on the Bills in week 1. This is the roster. As you can see, John Simpson at left guard. He is hurt for 2 weeks, broke his finger in the preseason. So he'll be out for the first 2 weeks. That's totally fine. We're not going to worry about that. Worried about more our rookies and developing them. All of the hidden dev on here is insane. Jalen Waddle up to superstar. Xavier Worthy up to an 82 overall. Tua up to an 84. Devon Achane up to an 84 as well. This team is so much improved from last season already, and it's going to improve even more as the season goes on. We do have both of the rookie safeties starting. So we have Deontay Ewing starting from South Carolina at free safety. And then over at strong safety, we have John Stoudemire starting from Penn State. Will Anderson Jr., Zach Seiler. Chop Robinson will be starting at linebacker, as well as Jalen Phillips and Jordan Brooks. Kader Kohu, number 1 corner. Our rookie corner down here, Floyd Charlton, is our 4th corner, so he'll get some playing time. I believe I have him in the slot corner role as well. And so that'll be the lineup for the start of the season. Jalen Wright is our 3rd down running back, so he'll get some touches. Devon Achane is still our power back, so just going to keep that there to get him as many touches as possible. Xavier Worthy is in the slot role. Jalen Waddle, obviously, in the number 1 role. Kavonte Turpin will get a ton of touches as well. So very excited about this. Chris McInnes should get plenty of action in this Chiefs playbook. So ready to get in. We're going to sim to midseason and see where we're at. All right, well, at the midseason mark, 4-2, we can go into the schedule here and kind of take a look at what has been going on here this season. So lost our first 2 games. We've now won 4 in a row, dominating the Browns. A good win against the Raiders and Jets and the Bucs, away against the Bucs and Raiders there. And our losses really haven't been that bad. The Commanders one was a blowout, but the Bills loss was very close in week 1. So not bad at all there from us. We're going to hop out here. We can take a look at the stats midseason. So Tua not having a bad year. The completion percentage is high. 9 touchdowns to 6 picks is okay. The touchdowns should be a little higher, but they'll come in time. Rushing, Devon Achane, 253 yards, not bad. Tua with 180. And then receiving-wise, Jalen Waddle, 453, 3 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy with 385 and 2. And then Chris McInnes, 242 with 4 touchdowns. That is awesome to see. All right, well, we do have 17 players ready to negotiate. Almost $100 million in cap space. Kenneth Grant is ready to... Okay, so I'm assuming because they can't do rookie deals in this, he's just going to have to sign, which is honestly fine because he'll be a higher overall later on when we would have had to sign him, so I'm not too worried about that. Ollie Gordon we might bring back just because it's a cheap deal. Jordan Phillips will definitely, maybe bring back. The $15 million is a decent bet for only 2 years. John Simpson I would love to have back, a good piece to our offensive line. Kun Ewers will definitely be back just for depth and backup purposes. Really probably won't bring anyone else back. I'll let everyone else walk. Maybe bring Will Lutz back depending on how he kicked this year. Okay, so Jalen Phillips signs on a 5-year deal. Just getting that out of the way, he will be a Dolphin for his career, so that's good to see. Kenneth Grant as well. We're going to do a 4-year deal, up the money a tiny bit, so it'll be $22 million. The offer's tempting, even though he wasn't looking to come back. We're going to get him back either way, so we won't worry about that. And then we'll hold off on everyone else for now and kind of go through the rest of the season. Actually, we'll offer John Simpson real quick. I'll offer him a 3-year deal, and we'll bump the bonus up a tiny bit. And he's happy to be back. So we have him for 3 more years. That's good to see. Still $64 million in cap. So once we sign Kenneth Grant, we'll have probably $55 million, $50 million. That will go towards free agency. We have Chris McInnes here. We're going to upgrade possession here. He's a 79 overall. I'm assuming his is still hidden as well. It is not. He has star. Totally fine. Looks dominant. He is going to be an all-world player for us for a while. Alex Sawyer has an upgrade, so we'll be able to tell here, getting to a 75 overall, does he have superstar dev. He does not. He has star. That is fine. Again, at least having star dev for those offensive linemen right away is huge for us. We do have our scouting national focus, and I'd love to focus on corners, which is a strength of the class, so we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, we're going to go ahead and sim week by week here to get to week 13 to do our focus players, and I will see you guys there. Okay, so we are 5-6, so we've lost a few. Did win our most recent game, which is nice to see. But we're going to be looking at corner here. So I've already kind of went through and looked at the ones I want to focus on. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those, and we'll get on with the rest of the season. Okay, well, we are a wildcard team at 10-7. So we ended up going 5-1 to finish our season. We can go in the schedule here, take a look at what ended up happening there. Okay, so as we saw earlier, we started off 4-2, did lose 4 in a row, and then won 5 in a row, and then lost our second to last game, and then blew out the Bills in Week 18. I'm assuming that was to make the playoffs. So a huge win at Buffalo in Week 18 there to get into the playoffs with a 10-7 record. We'll be going up against the Chiefs here, who are also a wild card team at 11-6. So, very outmatched here as far as overall, but a Xavier-worthy revenge game. We're going to hop in. So, star dev for all of our rookie offensive linemen. Actually, all of our rookies have star dev that had hidden. So, not the worst thing ever, but not the best case scenario, obviously. But the offensive line looks much improved already. The middle of it looks fantastic. The corners will keep getting better. Chris McInnes at tight end, man, almost an 80 overall already. Xavier Worthy up to an 85. Should be getting to superstar dev pretty quick here. And then Jalen Waddle playing up to an 88 at superstar dev. Devon Achane, 86. And Tua is an 85 playing to an 87. So we have a lot of momentum here going into the playoffs. I'm very excited. We're going to hop in and check out the game. All right, hopping in here to the AFC wildcard matchup here in Kansas City, facing the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Tua hyping up the guys, and we're going to hop in here. We're playing the moments. All right, early on, Chiefs driving in the red zone here, 2nd and 4 from the 15-yard line. We're going to hop in on defense. We're going to send some pressure here right away on Patrick Mahomes. I will admit I have not played an actual game of Madden in probably 3-4 weeks now, so I'm a little bit rusty, but we're going to see what we can do here. Isaiah Pacheco, big truck there, gets a nice gain of 6 on that play down to the 9-yard line, 1st and goal here with just under 4 minutes as this ball is snapped. And we're going to look to play some stout defense here against the Kansas City Chiefs. High-powered offense. Do not have Xavier Worthy anymore, obviously, with us now, but still a very, very formidable team. 2nd and goal, no gain on that one from Mahomes. Out to the right side there. I want to play aggressive in this game. I want to get the lead early, so if we can hold him to a field goal here, that would be key. Big hit on Pacheco. Can't bring him down. We do wrap up finally after a gain of 1, 3rd and goal now. So we will see what we can do. It did look like Pacheco got hurt potentially on that play, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. The backup in, I don't know who that is. But they will throw the ball here. It'll be a screen pass, incomplete. Can't quite get it to the running back going out into the flats there off the left side. So 4th and goal from the 8. They'll attempt a field goal. Harrison Butker out to attempt the short field goal here. Should be a chip shot for him. It is up. It is right down the middle. Good. 3-0 Kansas City. We'll see what our next opportunity is to get in this game. The red zone on defense here from the 19-yard line, 2nd and 4. We're going to see what we can do again to hold this Chiefs offense. Isaiah Pacheco back in the game after being hurt on the previous possession. So our offense not able to do anything there. So we're going to see if our defense can hold up again and hold them to a field goal. Nice game there of a few. Gets the first down. 1st and 10 now from the 14-yard line here. So see what we can do with Jalen Brooks in the game on defense. Looking over the middle, doesn't have anyone. Tipped incomplete, looking off the left side into the back of the end zone there. And incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 14 now as they come up to the line of scrimmage and snap this ball. 5:15 left in the second quarter. 3-0 Kansas City. Again, looking to hold them to a field goal here, make it 6-0. Leave us with the potential to take the lead with a touchdown here before the end of the first half. Throw up over the top. That is caught. Incomplete. Dropped. Hollywood Brown cannot make the catch there. Sorry, that's Rashee Rice, my bad. Cannot make the catch there. That is incomplete. 3rd and 10 now from the 14-yard line. So they can get a first down here at the 4-yard line. But looking to hold them here on 3rd down. Mahomes under pressure, rolling, scrambling. Can he get the first? He is hit into the end zone. That's a touchdown, Kansas City. Mahomes just refuses to go down, and the Chiefs go in and score, and with this extra point, they'll go up 10-0. Fight back, get a touchdown. 2-minute drill here, And we will have the ball at the 20-yard line with 1:43 left, looking to go down and score. Both running backs in the game here, and we will see what we can do on offense. Throw over the middle. That is caught. Jalen Waddle up to the 37-yard line. We'll use our first time out there. Let us get up to the line, have some time to think over what we want to do. Kavontae Turpin into the game. Xavier Worthy over the middle would not be a bad option here. Looking if we can get him open. We're going to go deep to Jalen Waddle down the left sideline. Can we get up and make that catch? We can. That is caught at the 11. Timeout immediately. 1:29 left. Big play there from Tua to Jalen Waddle. That is what we love to see. And we will see what we can do here. Our big rookie tight end into the game. We're going to throw that one away out of the back of the end zone there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 11 now. Would love to get Chris McInnes involved early in this game. I don't know if he has a catch yet in the game, so we're going to see what we can do about that here on 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Don't have anyone. We're going to throw that off out of bounds to the right. 3rd and 10 now from the 11. Hey, if we can kick a field goal and tie this one up, that is fine. I just do not want to turn this ball over here, so we can see what we can do. Xavier Worthy, I'm going to move him on an in and out here, see if we can get him over the middle of the field in some space. We do have him. Can he turn it upfield? He will be in for the touchdown. 14-10 Miami after this extra point, and we take the lead right before half. Chiefs not able to do anything before the half, and we take over in the red zone at the 14, looking to extend our 4-point lead here. We'll hand off to Devon Achane here and see what we can do on offense here. Handoff up the middle, does have room, gets it down to the 3, a nice 11-yard carry on the play there for Devon Achane. And we have 1st and goal at the 3 now. We're going to look to throw it here. Looking for Chris McInnes in the middle of the back of the end zone here. We'll not have him. We're going to roll, and we are not going to have anything. We're going to go ahead and throw that one away with Tua. Get popped there as we throw it. That is the disadvantage of having a lefty trying to roll right. We're not really able to do it easily. So looking to get some guys on the move to the left here and roll out with Tua here. Pocket kind of holding steady there. We're going to throw it out to Devon Achane. Can he make that catch on the sideline? He can, down to the 2-yard line, so a 1-yard gain. 3rd and goal now from the 2. 5 minutes left as we snap this ball, and 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Going to be looking for Xavier Worthy and then the tight end. We do have Chris McInnes off the right side in for the touchdown. 21-10 Dolphins after this extra point, and we take a commanding lead, 2-score lead here late in the 3rd quarter. They will give us a chance at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 here with 2:50 left as we snap this to win this game down 4. We take the snap, throw over the middle underneath Jalen Waddle. He will make the catch and pick up 9.5 yards there. 3 catches for 80 yards for Waddle today. The big catch at the end of the first half to get us down to score again. And we'll see if he can make an impact here late in this game. We'll throw it underneath over the right side to him again. Big play down the right sideline there. Picks up about 15 on that play. Down to the 16 now with 2:14 as the clock does stop going out of bounds there. And we'll see what we can do. Looking for Xavier Worthy over the middle here. I think that'll be a good route. Looking back underneath afterwards to Jalen Waddle. We will have, and it's picked off. Why did Waddle stop running his route? I did not realize that was an option route. Kansas City will go back to the house with a pick 6. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, they're going to be down 11 now after the extra point here. Ball game, and we do lose to Kansas City there as I do throw a pick. Tua had a fantastic game. I made a very, very bad decision there, and we lose. And we will be going home after the first round of wild card playoffs. Well, after a very abrupt ending to our 2025 season here, where we went 10-7 and lost in the wild card round to the Chiefs, I made a very poor decision, threw a pick at the end of the game when we were driving, only down 4, and ended up losing us the game. We have players ready to negotiate here, have $73 million in cap. Kenneth Grant up to star dev. We're going to be bringing him back, no doubt. We're going to give him as much money as we physically can to bring him back. Just a very disappointing end to the season. He's going to test for agency. We'll be using the franchise tag on him for sure. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It is $26.8 million, but not letting one of our top picks get away just because of how the system works. It's a little bit stupid how it works. But okay, so after the mid-season point when we stopped, Tua had 9 touchdowns and 6 picks. So he did not throw another interception after week 7 of the NFL season. That is mind-blowing. And that's exactly what we want from a guy who has the franchise tag, or franchise quarterback tag in Madden. So that's awesome to see. No running game because Tua is running the ball a lot. Devon Achane, 726 yards. We're going to have to change the playbook up to not let Tua run so much. Did get 8 touchdowns, though. Jalen Waddle, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Xavier Worthy, 808. Mo Alley Cox had 600 because Chris McInnes did get hurt for 8 weeks during the middle of the season, I looked at. Didn't have a bad rookie year, but obviously getting hurt really kind of throws off the development there. Jordan Brooks, 97 tackles. TFL's 15 for Will Anderson and 15 for Kenneth Grant, which is amazing. 13.5 sacks for both Will Anderson and Zach Sealer. 5.5 for Phillips, 4.5 for Grant. 2.5 for both Jordan Brooks and Chop Robinson. Interceptions-wise, Jaquan McMillan has 4. 3 for Willie Gay, 2 for Kader Kohu. Jordan Brooks and Chop Robinson each had 1. Our rookies at safety, John Stoudemire had 67 tackles, 1 TFL, 9 pass deflections. And then Deontay Ewing had 51 tackles, 5 pass deflections. So very, very strong from both of our rookies there. We're going to head into the draft, make it a little bit quicker than last offseason, and get into next season as quick as possible here. Okay, well, we have a decision to make here. Trent McDuffie is available. Obviously, I mean, one of the best corners in the NFL, and here in Madden as well. We have a decision to make. It would tank our cap. It would make our cap situation really rough, but he would come in and be our number 1 corner, be a lockdown corner for the next 4 or 5 years, depending on the contract we offer him, and would propel us into being a Super Bowl contender right away. I mean, defense was really what was lacking. Our offense was really strong. It's going to be really difficult for me not to offer him a big contract here. So I'm going to take a look at it, see what we kind of could do possibility-wise there, and then we'll make a decision. Okay, so right now we are tied with the Seahawks, Raiders, and Bears and Bucks for interest, as far as top offers at least. So we're going to just leave that there. I'm not going to overpay. We have $17 million cap. We're going to leave that there and just see if he wants to come. If not, fine, we'll figure something else out. But for now, that's what we're going to do. He will be the only free agent I really want to offer on. We'll offer on a quarterback as well, just so we have a third one on the roster. Shador looks really good. I'm never going to give him anything, though, so don't have to worry about that. But we'll bring in... I'd love to bring back Quinn Ewers just to have him on the team again, but it really doesn't make much sense. So we'll find someone that's cheaper, bring them in, and then see what we can do. So in real life, obviously, Derek Carr retired. In the game, being as though the roster was made before he retired, he is not retired. We're going to offer him a contract. He'll probably sign, be our backup for a couple of years. So we'll do that. That's all we're going to do as far as free agency. Everyone else will pick up, fillers in the draft and find guys in the draft. So if we get Trent McDuffie, great. If not, no worries. And then probably Derek Carr will sign pretty quick with us. So we're going to send him to the end of free agency here and get into the draft as quick as possible. Okay, so we did not, unfortunately, get Trent McDuffie. I don't know who did, but that's fine. And then we did end up signing Derek Carr, so he'll be on the roster as our backup quarterback. So, not too worried about it. We saved the cap, obviously. That'll help out more in the future. So we're going to get into the draft here. We should have an okay pick. Okay, so we have pick number 20 in the NFL draft here this season. So we're going to go ahead and send to that pick and see what we can find here. Looking for a corner. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a really, really good one here lower on in the draft, but we'll take a look and see what we can do. So Alex Waters was one of the guys we had scouted. So if he falls to us in the second round, we'll go ahead and take him, but not really too worried about that. So I'm going to take a look at some of these guys, and I will be back with you guys in a second to show you what we do. Okay, so we have Corey Sheldon, a corner, 21 years old, out of Oregon, fully scouted. Well, 90% scouted, but we do have him as a round 2 to 3 projection, but a round 1 talent. C-catching, C-man coverage, B-press, B-zone. The physicals are off the charts, look fantastic. A 4.4 40 and a 4.35 at his pro day, which is amazing. A-tackle, B-zone, B-press, B-awareness. Everything else is solid. We're going to go ahead and take him here with the 20th overall pick. He will be our first rounder this season, hopefully looking to add to that cornerback room. 13th in true value, so that is fantastic at number 20. Hidden dev, 91 speed, 93 excel, 85 jumping. Looks fantastic. Pretty much a home run pick as far as the number 20 pick. Shoring up the defensive backfield a little bit more. Jaleel Flowers will be the pick here At number 52, strong safety. Yes, we already have John Stoutmeyer, but another strong safety can't hurt. 22 out of USC. Elite agility, elite jumping, good speed. Ran a 4.51 and a 4.46 at the Combine and Pro Day. A awareness, B tackle. He looks really good. We're going to go ahead and take him here and see how he turns out. Number 30 in true value, got him at 52. That's fantastic. Does have hidden dev, 89 speed, 87 excel. Looks really good, and we're going to get into our next pick here. Okay, we had to go all the way to round 4 for our next pick because we did trade a third rounder for Xavier Worthy. So we are here now. I want to look at receiver. Obviously, it's not a position of need, but right now we're really just filling spots. And Tim Wofford was one of the guys that I had looked at. The deep route is awful, but the catch in traffic and catching was really what drew him to me. The physical ratings are pretty good. We're going to go ahead and take him. I looked at him earlier in the season while I was simming. 41 in true value, so fantastic pick. Does have normal dev, but 91 speed, 94 excel, and our offense will be fantastic. He'll be a good depth piece for us, probably our third or fourth wide receiver. All right, we are simming the rest of the draft. We're going to let the CPU figure out the 6th and 7th rounds. Not going to worry about that. And we will see how this draft recap comes out. So we can head in here and check it out this season. So 76 overall for Corey Sheldon, fantastic. He'll be our starter day 1. Jaleel Flowers at a 74. Tim Wofford at a 74 as well. Sterling Weathers, a running back at 72. And then Kenny Gresham at a 69 overall. So a very solid draft class with limited picks, obviously. Very limited picks. So very happy with that, and we will get into this season, and we are going to try and make a Super Bowl here in Season 3. Okay, so we do need some depth at D-tackle. We're going to be bringing in DeForest Buckner, sitting in free agency at the start of the year, 77 overall, just under $6 million for the year. We're going to go ahead and bring him in, and then we also are going to be bringing in another tight end to fill out a roster spot. We're going to bring in Foster Moreau. I was looking at bringing back Johnny Smith, but I think Foster Moreau will be a cool player to bring in. Former Raider, so anytime I can bring in a former Raider in one of my rebuilds, I love to do it. So those will be the two guys we bring in. We're going to make the rest of our roster cuts and get going on the season. All right, we're going to go ahead and sim to mid-season here and see where we at facing the Broncos week 1. I'm hoping to get the season off to a strong start here in year 3 and hopefully end this rebuild in year 3 with a Super Bowl win. But we will take a look and see what we can do. Okay, so 3-4 here at the mid-season mark, playing the 3-4 Bears. Not terrible. We're going to set our national focus. We're going to set it as linebacker, and then we're going to get on with the rest of the season. Wow, all right, okay. So we finished the season 12-5. We're going up in the wild card round against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are at home. And my goodness, I can't even say good, a great end to the season. We'll go in here and check out the stats here, see what happened this year. Did change to Chiefs playbook, and it looks like Tua got hurt for about half of the year. Derek Carr had to come in and play, and man, he played really good when he was in. Okay, not mad with that at all. Came in and it looks like in the second half of the year and led us to a couple of wins, so not complaining at all about that. Tua was on pace to have a pretty good season, it looks like, so happy with the Derek Carr signing, I guess, now. Really kind of helped us there. Jalen Wright only had 500 yards. He was hurt for the first 5 weeks of the season. Devon Achane had 300 yards. Tua had 300. So, I mean, really, the rushing, I just don't understand what's happening with it. It's just not working with the playbooks we're using. It was Devon Achane that got hurt, not Jalen Wright. But, yeah, weird rushing stats, but that's okay. Now, receiving, this is interesting. So, 9 touchdowns for Waddle, 10 for Worthy, 5 for Wofford and McInnes. Waddle had 83 catches, 1,100 yards again. Worthy, almost 1,000 yards, 74 catches. Wofford, 64 for 894. And then Chris McInnes had 70 catches for almost 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, very, very strong top 4 for us in terms of receiving yards. I'm very happy with that. Defensively, Jordan Brooks had 90 tackles. Corey Sheldon, our rookie corner, had 4 picks, 83 tackles, and 13 pass deflections with a forced fumble. Mind-blowing stats for the rookie. Should win Defensive Rookie of the Year here, and we can take a look as well in a second, see what his dev trait is. Tackles for loss, 13 for Will Anderson, 15.5 sacks, 7.5 for Jalen Phillips, DeForest Buckner with 4.5, Sealer with 4.5, Kenneth Grant with 2, had 10 tackles for loss, another dominant season from the big man up front. Interceptions-wise, Corey Sheldon had 4, like we said. Jason Lewis had 1. Cater Kohu 1. Jaquan McMillan had 1. We had a fantastic season on both sides of the ball, really. We're gonna sim these playoff games. I have the trust that we can at least win the wildcard game against the Steelers, hopefully. So we'll see what we can do there and get into it afterwards. Okay, so hopped out of the sim. We did beat the Steelers. It looks like 29-7. So a really, really strong win for us there in the wild card round. Now going up against the 13-4 Browns, who are an 85 overall across the board to our 82. 84 offense though, 81 defense. So we'll see what we can do here against the Browns. We have some players to upgrade as well, so we'll hop in here and do that. And Corey Sheldon has 9 upgrade points. And it would not surprise me if he is a superstar X Factor. So I'm going to use all these real quick, and then we will check him out. Okay, so our offensive line progressing very, very well here. And I couldn't be more happy with how they're playing. Xavier Worthy playing up to an 88. Jalen Waddle playing up to a 90 with superstar still. And on defense, it looks like Corey Sheldon is a superstar development player, up to an 88 overall. Playing up to an 88, he is an 86 overall at the end of his rookie season. And you know what? It looks like Jaleel Flowers, our strong safety rookie at USC, is superstar as well. So he'll take over the starting role there at the strong safety spot. And wow, we have drafted some studs here in the last couple of seasons. And Will Anderson to a 94. Kind of surprised he's not at superstar development. Zach Sealer down to normal development. We have a shot here this season. I think this team is really good. If not this season, I think we can definitely win the Super Bowl next year. I don't think we'll need more than the next 2 years to win a Super Bowl. So we'll sim this game and see what we can do if we can get to the AFC Championship or if we have to wait another year. Well, we have made the AFC Championship game after a close 23-19 win against the Browns. We will rematch against the Chiefs, who beat us in the wildcard round last season. And we have a chance to go to the Super Bowl here in year 3 of this rebuild. I am just going to go ahead and sim this one as well. No. We'll hop into this one and play it. We'll play the moments again and see what we can do. I don't want to leave this one up to chance of the sim to just lose the game. I want to at least have a chance to get in and play it. So we'll upgrade our guys here. Couple of upgrades for those guys, and we'll hop into the game now. We'll hop in right away here on 3rd and 8 on defense, right at midfield. See if we can hold the Chiefs here, have them punt the ball back to us. Wearing all white on the snowfield is definitely a choice here. I did not pick the jersey. I just kind of went with what it was going to give us. But yeah, definitely a choice there. So not the best decision by the CPU, as that's a crazy throw over the middle of the tight end there. And we will back out here, and Chiefs do score. We're going to take over here on 3rd and 3 from the 36-yard line, trying to keep our drive alive here. And we'll see what we can do. Looking for Xavier Worthy. We are going to throw an interception. He got bumped off the line of scrimmage. Can Wofford catch up? He will, and Tua will actually take him out of bounds here. Hopefully he doesn't get a concussion from that. And big 3rd down. We need to make a stop here from the 43. It'd be great to hold them here. Early mistake by me. Looking for Xavier Worthy, he got bumped over the middle of his route. Thought he was going to keep going, and he did not. So just an avoidable mistake that we should not be making. Big hit there to hold him to a 1-yard gain there. That is Corey Sheldon, our rookie, and we will see right back out on offense here on 3rd and 4 to 45. So we're moving the ball. We just need to get it in the end zone here early in the first quarter. We're going to toss this one up to Xavier Worthy. We have him over the top. If we can get back to the ball, that is a touchdown. He does catch it. Touchdown, Xavier Worthy. Tua makes up for the early pick, and we get a touchdown. Xavier Worthy down the field. I hate number 80 on him, but that's just what he was given. And we tie this game up 7-7 here in the first quarter. All right, 3rd and 13 from the 29-yard line here, looking to hold Kansas City to a field goal attempt. And we will see what we can do here. It'll be another screen. Can we get out there? We do. Take the wrong angle. Big hit. No way Pacheco gets the first there. Only a 10-yard gain. 4th and 3 now. And they're going forward on 4th down, so we're going to come right back out on defense here from the 18-yard line, 4th and 3. And we will see what the Chiefs decide to do here. Looking for some trickery. I doubt they're running the ball here. And you know what they do? I was completely fooled. Thought they'd try and do something stupid. They run the ball, pick up 7 on that play, get the first down. And we're going to let this one play out. 14-7, they get the ball back. We have the ball back. 2-minute drill, 36-yard line here with 1:58. We're going to try and score and tie this game up here. before halftime. Looking to take a shot here early with Jalen Waddle. We will down the left sideline. Can he get up and make that catch? He cannot. Incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now from the 36. Trying to take a shot deep, kind of get them on their toes here. And not able to connect on it, but definitely a good throw there from Tua. We'll throw over the middle to Xavier Worthy. He does have that off the left sideline. We'll pick up enough for the first down and then some up to the 47. So 2 big catches here for Xavier Worthy early in this game. One for the big long touchdown in the first quarter. And now that one up to almost midfield here, actually past midfield. And we'll see what we can do here from the 47-yard line. Throwing this one out, we will have Devon Achane off the right side. He does not get out of bounds. 2nd and 6, a pick up of 4. And we should have one more play here before the 2-minute warning. We're going to look to take a deep shot here on a post route to Xavier Worthy. If it will let us audible to it. For some reason, there we go. So we'll look for the post route to Xavier Worthy, looking for Wofford underneath that as well. We're going to throw it out to the flats. We will have Achane off the left side, picks up barely not enough for the first down, gets out of bounds though with 1 second left before the 2-minute warning. So we'll have one more play here. So 3rd and inches from the 37, looking to pick this up. And we will. Jalen Waddle makes the catch. We'll use our first timeout here. Throwing over the middle, that is Xavier Worthy. Makes the catch, makes a move back up inside. 50 seconds as we call timeout here. 2nd one now from the 26. So 1 timeout left. We need to push it just a little bit downfield. We're trying to get a little more yardage here so we don't have to waste that last timeout from outside the 20-yard line. So motion from Wofford out left, comes into the slot left. Try and fit this one over the top. That is going to be picked off over the middle. And Jalen Waddle, big hit, cannot make the tackle. Wofford finally does the 6. And another mistake from me. And we are now down 14-7. We are going to take control here, 3rd and 2 at the 40-yard line and try and continue this drive. So luckily we're only down 7 here after these 2 mistakes here from me in the game. And we're going to see what we can do. Take off with Tua. We will have enough for the first down and then some. We have some room. We'll get down at the 26, so pick up a 14 there on the play. Nice run, and we will hop in again on 3rd down and 8 here and see if we can keep this drive alive. Potential field goal attempt if we can't keep this one alive, but with the snow and the weather, we don't really want to leave it up to a field goal attempt here. Throw that one over the middle. That is caught. Jalen Waddle will pick up enough for the first down. Does get it 8 yards exactly on the play there. And we'll go ahead and take over in the red zone here at the 16-yard line with 4 minutes left as we snap this ball in the 3rd quarter. Only down 7, looking to bring this game to tie it up. We're going to throw it out to Devon Achane. He has it off the left side. Picks up about 3 on that play. Out of bounds to 13. Just about 3:10 as we snap this ball, 2nd and 7. So we're going to see what we can do here. Before the quarter expires, we throw that one away. Can't get it out to the tight end and the flats off to the right. 3rd and 7 now. Again, don't really want to have to kick a field goal here, but if we do, at least it's points. At least we're closer now. We'll throw this one out to Jalen Waddle. Does have room off the right side. Can he get in the end zone? He can't. Down to the 2. And we're going to hand this one off to Devon Achane here. Take it out of Tua's hands. Hopefully I don't throw a pick here. So we're just going to completely take that possibility away. Give it to Devon Achane. He'll run it up the middle. That will be a touchdown. Dives over the top. Tie game after the extra point. We'll see what we can do here. Chiefs go down, score immediately, and we give it back to them, but they turn it over here in the red zone, so we will take over here at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. Down 7, looking to bring it back to a tied game here. We do have Jalen Waddle over the middle. That is caught off the right side. Touchdown into the end zone from 11 yards out. We tie this game up again here in the 4th quarter. All right, game is on the line. 2:52 left here from the 33-yard line. Chiefs 1st and 10. We're looking to make a stop here and get the ball back so that we can potentially go down and score the game-winning points. 2:26 clock is running here on 1st and 10. This will be a handoff to Pacheco off the right side. Cuts it back to the left. Big hit, does not fumble, 4 yards on that play. That will take us to the 2-minute warning unless Kansas City gets to the line quick here. And that will be the 2-minute warning here in Kansas City. All right, coming back out after the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 6 here. 37-yard line. And we will see if we can stop Kansas City. Try and get the ball back here. Really do not want to give Patrick Mahomes a lot of time in the pocket. So we're going to see if our defensive front can get some pressure on him here. That is thrown over the top to the tight end. He's wide open, and honestly, we're going to let him go in and score here. I feel better being on offense than being on defense, so we're going to let him score the minute 52. They would have had the chance to drain the clock and go ahead and kick a game-winning field goal there, so I feel comfortable letting him go in and score and try and take this one down and win it with a minute 48 left on the clock. Rolling out with Tua, we will have room to run off the left side. We will pick up at least 20 on this play, get out of bounds at the 49-yard line, so right at midfield. And Mahomes gives a little shove there. Tua and Mahomes exchanging some words on the sideline. That's what you like to see from our franchise quarterback. Looking for Xavier Worthy up the left side if that safety stays. He does. We might have Worthy deep. Can he catch that before the defender gets there? He cannot. Defender catches up. Underthrown ball. Should have put that one down the field more. That was my bad on that play. So second and 10 now, minute 35 left from midfield. And we'll see what we can do here. Xavier Worthy over the middle looks very, very enticing if we can fit that in. We don't have time. We do have Jalen Waddle, though, over the right side. He will get out of bounds at the first. There is a flag. Probably going to be holding on the offense there. And it is holding. That'll back us up 10 yards. Second and 20 now from the 39-yard line. We'll see what we can do here with Tua on offense. Second and 20, minute 28 left in this game. Really nothing on that play. We're going to try and throw it away. We do. Third and 20 now. Just need to pick up at least 10 yards here. Try and make this a manageable fourth down. If we can pick it up on third and 20, that'd be fantastic. But more than likely, just looking to really get into a closer fourth down yardage here. Do have Xavier Worthy over the middle. He does make the catch. Picks up 13 on the play, so 4th and 7. Now we'll use one of our timeouts remaining. And this is more than likely going to be the ball game here on 4th and 7. Looking for something over the middle here on 4th and 7. We're going to put McKinnis on a slant route off the right side. And we're going to see what we can get here. We do have him. If we can fit that in, we can. That is a first down timeout, Miami. Down to the 39-yard line. Great throw from Tua there. Perfect placement to fit it in between the defenders. And we have a shot here to go down and potentially tie this game up.
Now Tua.
Throw over the middle. That is Waddle caught over the middle. They'll be down to the 30-yard line. We're not going to use hurry up here because it does chew more clock. We're going to go ahead and just do it this way. We're going to be looking for Xavier Worthy over the top. It'll be either incomplete or that might be a touchdown. Can he get it over the top? It's tipped and incomplete. I need to lead it more to the sideline. Can't fit it in there. As Eric Reed, it looks like, came over and made that, or sorry, Justin Reed came over and made that play. And what a defensive play there. I mean, my goodness. Throw out to the tight end. Can he get out of bounds? He will, up at the 16. So 31 seconds. We do have a timeout. But we got to be careful and mindful of what we throw over the middle of the field here. If that safety moves at all, we're going to hit our big tight end up over the top. He doesn't. We do have, we had Xavier Worthy off the right side on a little hitch route, but could not get the ball out to him in time there. 28 seconds now, second and 10. I don't like Jalen Waddle on that deep post route. Kind of takes him out of the play. So we're going to bring him in on a slant here. Do have our tight end on the right side again. Can he make that catch? Incomplete, just a little bit outside, trying to put it more on the sideline for him. Third and 10 now from the 16-yard line. Have to get some yards here on third and 10. Looking, we have, that is Wofford over the middle. That is caught 4th and 2 at the 18, or sorry, with 18 seconds at the 8-yard line. So we'll call our last timeout. This more than likely will be the last play from scrimmage, so this has to be in the end zone or on the sideline here. So we're going to see what we can do here to try and get this one in and win this game. 4th and 2, we have to complete a pass no matter what.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua.
Throw over the middle. That is caught. Wofford in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. And we're going to hop in here, and we're going to go for 2 to try and take this game from the Kansas City Chiefs, not even let them have a chance at overtime. This is the ball game. Xavier Worthy, we're going to throw it to him. We have him wide open. 2-point conversion is good. 29-28 Miami Dolphins. 14 seconds left. And we will play out the rest of this game here in Kansas City, trying to go to the Super Bowl here in our 3rd season in our rebuild. Simon, I hope you're watching. I hope you just enjoyed that masterful drive that I just put on for you. Oh my goodness. 14 seconds left. Mahomes coming out. The crowd is quieted here in Arrowhead with 14 seconds left at the 30-yard line. Mahomes making some adjustments at the line before the play here. Some motion from the tight end, and we will see what Mahomes and this Chiefs offense can do with their time they have. They have 3 timeouts, so 7 seconds. That burned half the clock there. Do have 2 timeouts, but they really need to get up and run plays quickly here. They cannot have long plays like that, otherwise the game is going to be over. They're going to take a shot to the sideline here. They have him out of bounds 3 seconds, so that is the tight end that took over for Travis Kelce. You can see Harrison Butker, the 41-yard line is the target range, but honestly, this is going to be the last play of the game here, so we're going to look to get into special coverage. We're going to play prevent defense here, and we're just going to back everybody up here. We're not going to rush anyone but the 3 guys up front, and we're going to see what we can do. As Mahomes takes the snap, he will throw it up. That is up left side of the field. That is picked off. Corey Sheldon, our first-round pick, picks it, takes it to the 16. That is the ball game. Miami will go to the Super Bowl to face whoever wins the NFC Championship. I did not see who it was. And in our 3rd season, we take down the Kansas City Chiefs and advance to the Super Bowl. What a game. What a drive on offense with 2 minutes left. What a pick from Corey Sheldon to seal the deal with 3 seconds left. And we are going to the Super Bowl. All right, I got a little glimpse of it there when I clicked to advance the week. We will be playing the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. We're playing in Atlanta here. The 14-3 Packers. We played them in week 2. I believe we lost that game. So we can view the yearly awards here. I don't think we had any. Yeah, Mahomes did end up winning MVP. We were 6th in Coach of the Year voting, which is not bad at all. So very excited to get into this one. Jordan Love, I'm assuming, is still the quarterback there in Green Bay. We can take a look at their roster real quick and see. And Jordan Love is 97 overall at 28 years old. Jair Alexander's still there. Xavier McKinney in town. Josh Jacobs still there as well. We can look at the pieces on offense. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Trey Harris, a rookie they drafted. A very, very strong team. And Tucker Kraft still playing really well. Luke Musgrave there as well. A solid team for Green Bay that we'll be going up against here in the Super Bowl. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get in, play the moments, and see if we can win the Super Bowl. All right, we're going to go ahead and play our first full drive here of the game. Down 7-0 after a touchdown drive by Green Bay. We'll go ahead and hand this first ball off to Jalen Wright up the middle. We'll get 5 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 5 here. Decided to go ahead and change it up. We're going to play the first offensive drive here of the game and then kind of play the moments as we go the rest of the game. Just wanted to get off to a really good start here in the Super Bowl. McKinnis makes that catch, picks up 8 on the play, and then we pick up the first down there. Hand this one off to Devon Achane here up the middle. See what we can get with him on this first down play. Does have some room off the right side, makes a man miss and gets 4 on that play. Couldn't quite get the corner to get out there and get more yardage, but hey, that's fine. We'll take a 4-yard carry every time we can get it. Throw over the middle, Xavier Worthy makes that catch, moves it back inside, picks up about 15 on that play. Picks up a first down as well, down to the 42-yard line of Green Bay now. We'll hand off to Achane again here. We can't get the corner, do make a couple of guys miss, and we do end up picking 1 yard up on that play. So about as good as we could have got there on that play after we were kind of stuffed at the line of scrimmage, able to make a guy miss and get 1 yard. Bringing up 2nd and 9 here. Throwing out to the left sideline, Xavier Worthy makes the nice catch. That'll be about 25 yards on that play. We'll get an audible out of the run here and kind of change up this 4 verticals play a little bit here. Rolling with Tua, we'll go ahead and take off here. We do have some room up the left sideline, get about 8 on that play. And we will see. We can get 1 more play off here. We cannot before the first quarter ends. So 7-0 going into the second quarter in the red zone. We'll see what we can do here when we get back. All right, 2nd and 2 here from the 19-yard line with 8 minutes now as the second quarter starts. And we will see what we can do. We have Foster Moreau off the right side. He will walk into the end zone, tying up the ball game with his first career playoff touchdown. And we are on the board tying this game up 7-7. We're now on offense again. Going to go ahead and jump in. And we'll go ahead and set it to play the moments here again. I did not mean to jump back in so quickly. We're going to try and make a 3rd and 6 stop here from the 39-yard line. Get the ball back for our offense here before the second quarter is over. Jordan Love in the shotgun has Josh Jacobs to his right. Big hit over the middle on Jaden Reed. No way he gets the first down there. 4th and 4. They do kick the field goal. We have a minute 13 now to go down and score some points here, starting from the 30-yard line. So we'll see what we can do on offense with a minute 13. Gonna try and look for Xavier Worthy first play here over the top. We do have him. If we can get it up to him, that is a touchdown. We need to go. He will go burn the defender in the end zone. That's a touchdown. 14-10, a minute left. Probably gave Green Bay too much time there, but we'd rather take the guaranteed touchdown right away. And they don't score on that one. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here midway through the third quarter. Now 3rd and 6, trying to take over and add to our lead here in the third quarter. So 3rd and 6 from the 39-yard line, looking to pick up this 3rd down. Jalen Waddle over the right side, and we will pick up the first with him. Pick up way more than that. Down to the 24-yard line, 15 yards on that play, and Tua having a fantastic game. Red zone alert will take over for the rest of this drive, 2nd and inches from the 14. And we'll see what we can do here on 2nd and inches. Looking for Waddle, he does make that catch from the 14 up to the 7, so 7 yards on that play, 1st and goal now. And we're going to go ahead and hand this one off to Jalen Wright on this play. Tua having a masterful game here. As long as I don't make many mistakes, it'll be okay. And we do hand this one off. Jalen Wright can't break the tackle, does get down to the 1-yard line, so a gain of 6 on that play. We're going to go ahead and hand it off again. And it will be Devon Achane, and again now Alec Ingold as well in there in the heavy set. Motion Foster Moreau right to left here on this play, and we will snap this ball, hand it off, up the right side, in for the touchdown. Makes it 20-10, 21-10 after the extra point, and we have a commanding lead here in the Super Bowl. 21-16, Green Bay tries going for the 2-point conversion to make a 3-point field goal lead, and we now have a 5-point lead here with 5:32 left. 2nd and 2 in the red zone, trying to extend our lead and probably put this game out of reach here for Green Bay. Big move there from McInnes. Nice pickup of about 8 on that play, and we'll go to the 5-yard line. We're going to run a quarterback draw here with Tua. Really just looking to chew clock here. Probably not going to take it much past the line of scrimmage. Yeah, we'll go ahead and slide here right away. Loss of 2 there, but we're chewing clock at this point in the game. We're not really worried about scoring a touchdown. Up 5. Field goal, put it up 8. We're going to try and chew as much clock as possible before going into the end zone if we have the opportunity. So there, we're going to dive down. And we're not able to get down. We do get pushed into the end zone there, but that's fine. That'll be up 2 scores after the extra point, and we will see what we can do. And a pick. It is a turnover for Green Bay. We take over the 9-yard line here. 3:19 as we snap this ball, 28-16 lead. And we will look to run the clock out and win the Super Bowl here. Devon Achane only 23 yards rushing in the Super Bowl today. I think I've gotten most of those just controlling him on the drives that I've played. And my goodness, we will take this one up the middle. Jalen Wright in the end zone, make it 35-16 after the extra point. We take a commanding lead here with 2:36 left. And Green Bay really has no hope of winning this game now, as they will come out for 4th and 2. 2-minute warning now, but 4th and 2 after the 2-minute warning. And we'll see if we can make one final stop and win this Super Bowl. So coming out here from the 38-yard line, 4th and 2, 2 minutes left. You guys know the drill. Lining up in heavy, I doubt they're actually running this. They will hand off to Josh Jacobs. He does pick up the first down and then some, up to about midfield there. Timeout Green Bay. Josh Jacobs having a monster game, and we will go back off the field. They will score, so they're going to go onside kick here. We're going to go hands team. Down 13, there's really nothing they're going to be able to do to get back into this game, so we do recover it. We're going to take it back a little bit with Xavier Worthy to the 44, so 44 seconds left. They do have 2 timeouts. We're going to head onto the field. We're not going to let the CPU do this one. We're going to head on, run it a couple of times, kneel the ball, and win this game in the Super Bowl, and complete our Miami Dolphins rebuild in year 3 here. So a timeout, Green Bay, 40 seconds left. So 2 more plays, 1 run, and then a quarterback kneel, and we will win the Super Bowl here in year 3, 2026 of our Miami Dolphins rebuild. So final timeout for Green Bay, 37 seconds. We can go ahead and kneel this ball out and win the Super Bowl. Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins have done it. Without Tyreek Hill, without Jalen Ramsey, we traded both of them away before our season in year 1. And we have won the Super Bowl here with a 12-5 record in year 3 as this clock runs out in Atlanta. The Miami Dolphins have won the Super Bowl here in 2026. I'll shut up now and let you guys watch this parade. Simon, hopefully you enjoy this. It's the only Super Bowl ring the Dolphins will ever win while you're alive, so enjoy it while you can.
The commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, about to award the Lombardi Trophy to the Miami Dolphins, the champions of Super Bowl 61. So that is a wrap. Another memorable NFL season in the books for our entire team here at EA Sports. For my partner, Brock Hewitt here, our fellow commentators, Brandon and Charles, Mike and Greg, I'm Kate Scott saying thanks for watching. We cannot wait to catch y'all again next season. Until then, good night, everybody, from the Super Bowl.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we hop in here to the lineup screen, this is the final team. And as you can see, our big tight end, Chris McInnes, is a superstar player in just his second season in the league. So we drafted him, had a very high overall starting at like a 79 overall. And he has lived up to the expectations. Our offensive line has been completely rebuilt. Looked fantastic. All the players playing up to or at an 80 overall already in year 2. Jalen Waddle is superstar at 90. Xavier Worthy's an 88, playing up from an 86. Tua is playing up from an 85 to an 88. Devon Achane is playing up from an 87 to an 88. Defensively is where it goes even crazier. Corey Sheldon won Defensive Rookie of the Year. I didn't even show that. He's an 87 overall, playing to an 89. Jaleel Flowers, I think is his name. Yeah, Jaleel Flowers is a rookie superstar player playing up from a 78 to an 80. Dominated. He would have won Defensive Rookie of the Year if Corey Sheldon didn't exist. So two rookie defenders in our DB room that are dominating. Will Anderson Jr. flat out dominated. This is why I traded for him. And you can see here, in his 2 seasons with us, 13.5 sacks, and then this year, 15.5. Pure domination up front. That is why we picked him up. Go in here and look at Tua's final stats for this rebuild. And it is a very, very strong couple of seasons. Obviously, this year he got hurt. Derek Carr did have to come in and play, so picking him up was a very good option, and he was a viable backup for us. But Tua was on pace to have another really strong year. Again, last year when we lost the wildcard round to the Chiefs, he had 9 touchdowns and 6 picks at the midseason mark. So to not throw another interception after like week 7 is just blowing my mind. And it's 16 touchdowns to no interceptions in the last couple games or the last half of the season is purely incredible from Tua. So he's the franchise guy. He is your guy going forward. I think in real life they just need to build a better team around him. They need to invest the capital they have and make some crazy moves. Now, obviously, guys like Xavier Worthy, guys like Will Anderson Jr., guys like Eric McCoy are not going to be available for trade in real life, at least for what I gave up. I get it that it's not the most realistic rebuild, but hey, it's Madden. Nothing about Madden is ever realistic. Our leading rusher the last 2 years had like 800 yards each year, and this year it was 500 for Jalen Wright, with Devon Achane being hurt. I did figure out Devon Achane somehow slipped off the depth chart the second half of the year after I brought him back in once he was healthy. Don't know how that happened, so that is why he only had 300 yards rushing this season. I was really disappointed with that, but that is the rebuild. This is the final team. You can take one more look at it. Drafted very well, played very well, up to an 85 overall team, so one of the highest in the game now. And yeah, in year 3, we finally get over the mountain, get over the hump, and we win the Super Bowl. So, Simon, hopefully you've watched the entire video. For anyone else that has, I hope you guys enjoyed the rebuild. Hopefully this finds some Miami Dolphins fans, and you guys enjoy what I decided to do with the team. If you have criticism of what I decided to do, please leave it in the comments. Simon, if you have any, frustration with any of the players I cut or let go, let me know. I did cut Storm Duck last offseason, so I didn't show that, but I did do that, which I don't know if you have an attachment to Storm Duck or not, but if you do, let me know. But yeah, that's the rebuild. It's a pretty long video, so hopefully if you guys have stayed and watched, you enjoyed the whole thing. If you skip forward to see when we won the Super Bowl and you're watching this, please go back and watch the rest. It's some really cool insight on how I play Madden, on how I do franchise rebuilds. So check that out as well. I do have my Raiders rebuild, which is my first YouTube video on the channel. So if you scroll back about 5 months of videos, it's the first one on the channel. Check out the new Phasmophobia videos I have out. Check out all of the MLB The Show content if you like that. We have a new Seahawks franchise video hopefully coming out sometime this next week. I'm working on that. It will wrap up the last 5 weeks of the season and then the off season, so it'll be a longer video, probably about as long as this one is, but it'll be worth it to watch that as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching. This has been so much fun to do. I want to start doing more rebuilds, but with Madden 26 coming out in like a month and a half, 2 months, I probably will hold off on the rest of the rebuilds until Madden 26 and then really just hammer in on it in Madden 26 so that I can have official rosters, official stats for everyone, make sure everything is correct. So this roster and draft class and stuff that I downloaded for 2025 to have Shador and Quinn Ewers and all those guys seem to work pretty well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.